Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Poetry Group podcast. As always, my name is D'Artagnan Solis, aka Jonas Rex, and I'm here with my co-host, Jeremiah Griffin, aka J2 Beastie. How you doing, Jay?
With a two. I'm great. I'm
J2
great.
Beastie with the two,
How are
not to be
you?
confused as to J2 Beastie with T-O,
Or T-O.
or if people can't spell Tooth. Um, yeah. I'm doing good. I'm hella tired. We got some updates from that Photoshop class.
Mm-hmm.
I got an A minus right now. We hanging in there. I thought I
Nice.
was gonna fail, like fail. But
I remember you said that.
I'm we got some. We're in there. We're in the pocket. We're weaving. Throwing some punches back. Hopefully I don't get
Yeah.
knocked out like Max Holloway did yesterday.
Jeez. Why you
Yeah,
gotta bring him up? What'd he do to you?
nothing, bro. I was rooting for Max. So it was tough to watch. First time Max Holloway's ever been knocked out in the UFC.
Mm, didn't know that.
Veteran. But if we have no further introductions, anything on your end?
No.
We're going to go ahead and get into three poems that I have never heard / possibly forgot. Today we're just rolling off the cuff, so we're just going to have a good time. This is Siarra Freeman. Let me go ahead and share this with our boy J2 Beastie here.
My baby CC.
Siarra Freeman, the drug dealer's daughter. I was wrapped in, reeled in, pulled in, consumed by the title, and I'm ready to get going.
That's deep.
Rust Belt 2014, Detroit, Michigan.
10 things they never tell you about the drug dealer's daughter. 1, she loves Greek mythology. And by the time she learns to love anything more than herself, it's long dead. 2, she is 9 when she realizes she's got the blessing of being brought up in a contemporary concept. She's the first on her block to get a stay-at-home dad, Brad. He plays Barbies and dominoes, and he cooks, y'all. We got enough baking soda in my basement to open 10 bakeries. My daddy is a baker. The cakes, they sell so fast, you never see them. Just the customers looking some kind of hungry, like they got a sweet tooth only my daddy can yank. And I swear, y'all, we gonna be rich. 3, none of her friends believe her until they all turn training bra and things start disappearing and reappearing in her house. First, Tanya's television set, her older brother's attention, then Danielle's 4-fingered ring and her father's retirement fund, finally, Danielle's whole mother. 4, the girl and her father and their family disappear into a new neighborhood. The drug dealer, the father, he never misses a play, a pageant, a slam, and they ain't rich. But they ain't in them projects no more either. 5, by the time I realize what we are, it's already too late. We are an urban novel you will skim over at Walmart, a 4-minute smirk on Fox 8's face. What would occur if Spike Lee and Quentin Tarantino made a film under Eazy-E's direction? The question Black America asks itself every Sunday. I am a bakery with nothing sweet left in it. 6, my father is killed. My father is shot point blank range in the back of the left ear one night, but you probably knew this was going to happen. Saying it out loud makes me feel better, makes this more real, less magic, makes this poem more 10 things you didn't know about Siarra Freeman, less 10 things about a cliche you can click your fucking teeth at. 7, some nights I put on my father's chalk outline and I teach it how to walk. My face is a haunted house my mother screams at from habit, not fear. Most days I'm an alley that no one will enter alone. 8, he is found with no jewelry, just his pocket watch. My baby tooth is snuggled inside. After his autopsy, it is returned to me chipped. 9, I disappear into my old neighborhood, the suburbs. I got an itch the suburbs just ain't got nails for. I find Danielle. She asks me, did I inherit any of my daddy's magic? I shake my head. She abracadabra something into her arms and says, you know, the drug dealer is supposed to die, right? 10, I know the stories. How magic can turn black men into myths, that the hood will turn a black man into a monster, and that Zeus made an exit wound big enough for his daughter to walk out of fully armored, and Athena, like most goddesses, never learned to love anything more than herself.
Poem.
Um,
All right, I'll let you get your thoughts first, since you forget the lines. If I let you go second.
well, although that is true, I feel like she was kind of losing me, so I forgot the lines anyways. I think some of the metaphors were pretty good. Um, but outside of that, I think I got a little confused on the way on the journey towards the middle
Okay.
when things were being stolen, disappearing, reappearing in her house, and they moved. I think she lost me in the sequence that she chose.
Like she lost you in like interest, or she lost you like you did not understand what was going on.
Both. I think I didn't understand what was going on. I thought I switched perspectives to someone else, but apparently we hadn't switched perspectives. We were still her.
Yeah, we were still her the whole time. So things were missing. Like she was like stealing shit from like, not she was. Her dad was stealing shit from her friend's family and stuff. And so even started hooking up with one of her friend's moms at some point. Um,
And then they moved, like her dad and her moved.
yeah, they ended up moving because through selling drugs made enough money to get out the hood. But like she said, we,
Yeah,
we weren't rich, but we ain't live in the hood no more. So they upgraded, and I think that's kind of like the theme of everything that's going on. Is like in the very beginning, she's like, "Oh, my dad's a great baker. We gonna be rich." When you're naive to everything, like this seems like such a great opportunity, and I don't think that's just her perspective. I think that's also the drug dealer's perspective, right? Like, look at all this money I'm making. I'm gonna help my family, and she comes out of it with the realization of like, I have to compare the fact that I made it from the hood to the suburbs, but now I don't have my dad anymore. My dad, who she very well demonstrates was the most important person to her, because he was at all of her plays, played Barbies with her. So you got to stay at home and like really create this bond with her. Like her dad is very clearly her favorite person.
yeah, he's an active father.
And he was taken from her. And while he was like, I'm giving my daughter a better life, on her end, it's like, is being in the suburbs, right? She said the suburbs don't have the nails to scratch this itch. I have this itch that
Yeah,
the suburbs can't scratch. It's like that itch is her dad. Like she needs her dad back, or the person that was her anchor, the center of her life. And the new house that he got them is never going to replace the fact that he's dead. I think that leads towards the end where she's saying she learned to love herself, but she's jaded because of it, through the Zeus analogy where where Zeus created an exit wound. Zeus was, when he birthed Athena from his head. That his daughter was able to walk through. So like that's, in this case, she's saying her dad was a godlike figure to her, and the exit wound in this case is the bullet, where she found herself born again. She had to recreate herself and learn to love herself
man.
a
You
lot.
understand it much better than I did. And it was that very, like, it was just a small sequence stanza that really, that really, that really lost me.
Well, I think it's good that in this case that it did, because it opened up the avenue for us to have that conversation and explain it to anyone else who's watching that may have also gotten lost in the flurry of metaphors she was making. I liked that she said she wears her father's chalk outline. I think it all just goes back to the fact that that was her rock, that was her person. And while the outside is looking at like, like, well, he was dealing drugs, like this is bound to happen. Like she didn't choose that. She didn't choose to be born to a drug dealing father. And at the end of the day, it sounds like he was a very loving father and took care of her in every way that he could,
Yeah,
regardless. So still, like, that's a huge loss to her. Whereas we, as a society, will look and be like, oh, look, a drug dealer's dead. Oh well, like
yeah,
her whole life was turned upside down.
yeah. It's true. Shout out all my people who got lost.
Shout out anyone who was in this situation similar to this poem if you felt with it, and you had to learn to love yourself and take care of yourself from a young age. Maybe it's not through drugs. Maybe there's just negligent parents. Maybe lost your rock at a young age, and you had to learn to love yourself. Shout out to you. It's a difficult journey, but there's other people out here who are feeling it, and maybe you can turn that into something, a work of art like this. So shout out Siarra Freeman. I'm ready to go to Danez Smith. Are you ready for that?
Yep. Shout out on my drug dealing days though.
We are on to Danez Smith, Dear White America. Yet another poem I've not heard before, so let's get it.
Shout out all my white Americans.
All the white Americans. Rust Belt 2014 from the same show in Detroit, Michigan.
Dear white America, I've left Earth in search of darker planets, a solar system that revolves too near a black hole. I left a patch of dirt in my place, and many of you won't know the difference.
What happened?
That was a lot for me. In search of darker planets was crazy. It was a crazy intro.
Of in search of darker planets, something black hole. Yeah, no, I was processing that as well.
God damn. Came
Dear
out
white
swinging.
America, I've left Earth in search of darker planets, a solar system that revolves too near a black hole. I left a patch of dirt in my place, and many of you won't know the difference.
Ooh.
Give it my name if it makes you feel better while you run your hands through its soiled scalp. I've left in search of a new God. I do not trust the God you have given us. My grandmother's hallelujah is only outdone by the fear she nurses each time the blood-fat summer swallows another child who used to sing in the choir. Take your God back. Though his songs are beautiful, his miracles are inconsistent. I want the fate of Lazarus for Ranisha. I want Chucky, Bo, Mo, Sean, Islan, Trayvon risen 3 days after their entombing. Their ghosts regifted flesh and blood. Their flesh and blood regifted their children. I have left Earth. I am equal parts sick of your go back to Africa's as I am your I just don't see races. Neither did the poplar tree. We did not build your boats, though we did leave a trail of kin to guide us home. We did not build your prisons, though we did, and we fill them too. We did not ask to be part of your America, though are we not America? Her bones brittle and dragging a ripped gown through Oakland. I will not stand your ground. I am sick of calling this recklessness the law. Each night I count my brothers, and in the morning, when some do not survive to be counted, I count the holes they leave. Your master magic trick, America. Now he's breathing, now he don't. Abracadabra, white bread voodoo, your rope burned hands tired of the noose. Hand my cousin a pistol to do your work. I tried, white people. I tried to love y'all, but you spent my brother's funeral making plans for brunch, talking too loud next to his bones. You took one look at the river plump with the body of boy after sweet boy and asked, why does it always have to be about race? Because you made it that way. Put an asterisk next to my sister's gorgeous face. Call her pretty for a black girl because black girls go missing without a whisper of where, because there are no Amber Alerts for the amber-skinned girls, because Jordan boomed, because Emmett whistled, because Huey P spoke it, because Martin preached it, because black boys have always been too loud to live, because it's taken my father's time, my mother's time, my aunts and my uncle's time, my sisters and my brother's time. How much time do you want for your progress? I have left Earth, and I won't stop until I find a place where my kin can be safe, until black people ain't but people the same color as the good wet earth, until that means something. Until then, I bid you well, I bid you war, I bid you our lives to gamble with no more. I have left Earth, and I am touching everything you beg your telescopes to show you, giving the stars their right names in this New Testament, this new story you cannot see or touch or ruin this, if only this one is ours.
They got mad, big mad. You go ahead, go first.
Well, on this subject, this was in 2014, so yeah, I definitely see there was the this was when it was heating up once again, because obviously it's been a problem for a really long time. This is pre. I'm pretty sure this is pre George Floyd. I think that's why we didn't hear his name included in there. But I will say, at least from my perspective, and feel free to disagree with me in the comments. And this is my perspective. As of 2024, either they've censored out massive amounts of police brutality towards black people, or we've made significant progress in buttoning up those holes in our justice system, right? I'm not saying everything's good and dandy, but we've made progress, and that's and we're continuing to make progress, and that's something that I can rest my hat on and saying that things are getting better. The content of the poem, I immediately love how he's like, I need to go to a darker planet, black holes, all these things that are, one, he needs to go to another planet. He doesn't feel like he belongs here. But two, like, I need to be next to a black hole. Black hole is completely destructive, right? But he feels so at one with the color of his skin, because every time he's around another color, another race, he specifically white people in this case, he says he's tried but doesn't feel safe. Like nothing has cured that ailment for him. He goes on. What I was hoping for, because I pointed out in the past before, is when people do that, it adds to their poem. It adds to the cadence, and he was doing it here, and it definitely added to his cadence. But I also could have seen a play on at the very end doing like a can't breathe, right? But that's a George Floyd thing, so I think that was before.
Yeah.
This was before that, so. A real missed opportunity there. Something I might experiment with now that I might be inspired by this poem. That was cool. But yeah, I think he was very powerful with his message and his delivery. I think the way that he went about it, he was definitely attacking white people, but it didn't feel as though he was attacking white people. It wasn't as aggressive as I've seen other people go about it. He wasn't necessarily calling them like devils, white people, every white person, but just more so throwing actions back in their face, which I think is a much more profitable conversation to have. One line that really stood out to me that I really liked was when he compared himself to the dirt and said that they would run their fingers through his, he made a metaphor and then called it a scalp. I was like, it's such a serious moment. He found a way to still have me captivated while talking about white people being like, "Can I touch your hair?"
Right.
So I was like, that was a line that stood out to me that I really liked. But you wanna jump in on this?
Well, I don't have too much more to say that's different than you. The only thing I would say is I also enjoyed, like, as like most poems and even songs, or I guess general art, um, he started pretty calm, and I think the content and context was calmer. It's like, I would like to be somewhere else,
Mm-hmm.
somewhere where I feel accepted. And then, like, as he progressed, it's like, because this is what I experience here, I think it became more intense and, like, in my opinion, more like angry and
Yeah, definitely.
disgusted and fed up, where it's like, so I won't be here anymore. You know what I mean? I
Mm-hmm.
think he performed that really well. Even by the end, it's like he didn't ever came back down. Only
Yeah,
just,
he just walked off the stage.
yeah, bitch, drop mic. I'm fucking out of here, bro.
Yup, yup,
So
yup.
I like that too. Um, but yeah,
All right, yeah, I think that's there was a lot of content in this poem. Working on poetry breakdowns to get those onto the channel. This is one that I'll definitely like to get in there and do. But also, since there was so much content in this poem, I would love to have anybody watching this go ahead down to the comment section. Let us know what your favorite line from any of these poems were. Specifically this one though, because he got down. I did a good overview, but I'm not doing it all the justice it deserves. There's just a lot to remember on on the first listen through. But we ready to head to some Rudy Francisco?
yeah.
All right, this is Rudy Francisco, Scars slash To the New Boyfriend. Either I've never heard this or I don't remember the title. Have you heard this one?
Like 40 times.
Damn. All right, so he's gonna be the expert on this one. Let's get it.
1, if I could, I would nail these hands to the edges of stars. I would sacrifice this body to the sky, hoping to resurrect as someone spiteful enough to not care this much about you. 2, staple me to a cross, pierce my side with a broken promise, and I will bleed all the reasons why you deserve one more chance. 3, loving you was the last thing I felt really good at. 4, you want to know how I got these scars? Well, I ripped every last piece of you out of my smile. 5, I whispered you stardust. 6, I spoke you into sunflower. 7, I dipped my hands in forever. I touched you infinity, treated you as if you were the last molecule of oxygen inside of a gas chamber. I was good to you. 8, you want to know how I got these scars? I swallowed my pride. Then it clawed its way out of my mouth. 9, I realized that I was never really your boyfriend. I was your hype man. 10, hope your next boyfriend gets smallpox. 10, yes, I said smallpox. 10, I hate you. 10, but I still miss you. 10, and I still love you. 10, and I still love you. 10, and I still love you. 10, it's hard for me to count when I get emotional. 10, I heard that over 90% of human interaction is nonverbal, so 10, if I could, I would tie your arms to a daydream and then auction you off to my fondest memories. To the random dude who started dating my ex-girlfriend 2 days after we broke up. Yes, I saw that shit on Facebook. Now, when I realized that you were in a relationship with the girl that I thought I would spend the rest of my life with, I walked outside. I said to myself, there's no way Ashton Kutcher is going to catch me off guard. I waited 45 minutes, and then I realized there hadn't been a new episode of Punk'd in almost 4 years. I guess I'm the only practical joke in this entire situation. 1, the first time I saw you and her in a picture, I wanted to take my entire arm, shove it inside of the computer, and snatch the happiness right off of your face. 2, if I ever see you in the street, I might punch you in the throat. 3, I apologize in advance. And I know that it makes no sense to have this much anger toward a man that I've never met face to face. By definition of love is being robbed in an alley 8 times in a row and hoping there's something about today that makes all of this different. There is nothing logical about cutting off the most important parts of yourself and then putting them inside of hands that shake, that tremble, that crack like a Haitian sidewalk. 4, there is nothing rational about love. Love stutters when it gets nervous. Love trips over its own shoelaces. Love is clumsy, and my heart refuses to wear a helmet. 5, Cupid is fucking irresponsible. And I'm tired of him using me for target practice. 6, I was told that time heals all wounds, but what exactly do you do on days when it feels like the hands on your clock have arthritis? 7, she always wore her heart on her sleeve, so tell me, why the hell do you look so familiar? 8, I think I've seen you somewhere in her smile. Like I've heard your voice in her laughter. I bet if we dusted her heart for fingerprints, we would only find yours. 9, I have this envelope. It's full of all the butterflies that I felt the first time she smiled in my direction. I think most of them are still alive. I guess these belong to you too. Thank you.
All right, we're going to pause for just a second. We'll be back. All right, everybody, we are back. All right, do this breakdown. I'm going to let you take the lead on this big guy, since you heard this poem 40 times.
All right. In terms of breakdown, that's not what I'm gonna do.
All right.
But in terms of what like I feel and thought, hell yeah.
Hell
I'm a
yeah.
viber. So, something about Rudy Francisco, I think in most, if not all of his poems, I love the way he uses his literary devices. Um, as specifically like personification. So I felt like he made the poem come alive in a lot of ways. in terms of his feelings, like having actual action. So I don't remember the exact line because I was on the throne. But um, it was something about like clawing and scratching his way out of his throat. And then I also noticed like he counts often, which I always recognize now in poems, like the first poem we listened to.
Yeah.
And then like I also enjoyed that he wrote in the form of like two separate letters, one to the ex-girlfriend and then to the new boyfriend. And then I like how he expresses himself, and I guess this is different because like I'm a fan, I've seen it more times. But the way he recites the poem and each performance shows where he's at mentally and emotionally with the situation. So I think for this one, he was somewhere in the middle where he's like in the process of healing from it, but he can still feel it. Versus there's another performance he has where it's like very clearly fresh.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll,
but
I'll have to see that one, as this is the first time I've heard this poem. So I'll have to definitely check out and compare the different performances. But this is one of those poems where you obviously through comparison you'll be able to see the difference. But I feel like lines like here, I believe it was an envelope. I'm sorry, we had to take a short break, so I don't remember the lines exactly. But it was an envelope filled with the butterflies that I had when I first saw you smile. He's like, and some of them are still alive. Those are those nagging things that drag someone back to their ex over and over again, right? Those feelings that you had in the beginning, they, where does this quote come from? It's whenever you meet someone, your body changes on a molecular level. In whatever way you've grown or whatever way they've impacted you, they've made changes to you, and you will never be the person again that you were before you met them. So when someone comes that closely into your life, right, and they bring all these wonder and joy and perceived happiness, and now they're gone and off with someone else while they're no longer in your life, you'll never be able to just be the person that you were before you met them. Some of those butterflies will still continue to flap, to be alive, and you're carrying a lot of changes in yourself that they've caused. Whether it's a good or bad thing is up for interpretation. And I think that is a testament to the title as well, Scars. Scars don't heal pretty, and they will be there. That's a mark on your body forever. In this case, it's a mental one, unless she beat the fuck out of him, in which case there might be physical ones. But I'm kind of rambling off topic from the poem because, again, I don't remember a bunch of the lines. We took that little break. But let us know your favorite lines down in the comment section below. Anything you want to add on there?
nah, don't eat Jack in the Box wings.
You'll have to take a shit in the middle of the podcast.
Hey man, things happen. First time for everything.
First time for everything.
Duty calls.
He said duty. And this week's 10-minute poetry prompt is write one piece of advice for my child that I just had. Ready for that?
It's gonna be in their pocket for life.
For life.
That's like part.
It's only one piece of advice. I'm about to write a poem for 10 minutes, bro. That's a whole lot of pieces of advice.
I mean,
they're gonna
that's on you, bro.
Oh dang, my dad left me some advice. Hold on, and they're gonna like scroll through the poem.
That's crazy.
Action. 10 minutes are on the clock, and this is future us, as past us is currently writing advice to our kid that I had and that Jeremiah had separately. We did not have a kid together.
It was important to clear that up. I wouldn't even thought about that.
I said, as I was saying it, I was like, dang, this is another freaky ass nigga moment. Here we go.
Yeah,
Dude,
y'all some
you know how
bullshit.
Boondocks has nigga moments?
Yeah,
I
you
have
got
freaky ass nigga moments.
But nigga moments involve two people.
My freaky ass nigga moments. Someone has to hear him.
Yeah, but it's like solo.
Oh yeah, I engage alone. Someone else is just a victim of my freaky ass nigga
Yeah,
moment.
all right, bet.
Not as freaky as Diddy though. He's the ultimate freaky ass nigga.
How can you be the judge?
How can I be the judge of that?
Were you there to compare yourself to him?
Nah, but I heard everything that happened, and I'm not gonna lie. The more people say that that's what happened, it just if someone says it, I just think he did it at this point.
All right.
Did he do it? Did he do it? Did he did it?
Invidious.
Invidious.
Well, let's get to these comments.
Oh, okay. I think I wasted enough time. Destiny Gray, 5 days ago. It's my turn to be me. Fuego, fire. Drop a like on that thing. Yeah, no. We were talking about the role models thing. I believe that I kind of touched on it again today. I think I still believe that like when you're crafted, when you are fully developed, when you're an adult, you don't necessarily have a role model as much as you have like the teachings that you had from your role models. They often say, they don't ask you like, oh, who's your role model when you're an adult? They say like, oh, who were your role models, right? It's a past tense thing. That's just my perspective on it. I'm open to being wrong. So Jeremiah has his point on it, and I think he makes some good points.
That's so sweet.
Let us know in the comment section how you feeling still after a week removed from it. Can adults have role models? I guess they can, but is it normal? Is it the norm for adults to have role models? And shout out these 48 views, our 102 subscribers. We broke 100 and the 7 likes. I appreciate each and every one of you. Any comments on Destiny's It's Turn to Be Me? It's my turn. Nah. All right, we go to JSO6233. Enjoyed all the women you shared this episode. Great selections. Maya, amazing. As always, she's one of my favorites. Black Snaps. Glad you enjoyed it. We did have all black women last week. I almost did it again this week because they were in my immediate recommendeds, and I was like, nah, let's diversify. So I had black men.
Hating white people.
And black men hating white people. I did not expect that. I thought Dear White America was going to... I should have seen it coming, but it caught me off guard. Here we go. Destiny Gray. By definition, I think you're both correct. Look at her being the mediator. She'll be back on the pod. Noun, a person looked to by others as an example to be imitated. I think when you outgrow the desire to imitate, role models are replaced by mentors and inspiration, but I think most people as adults have role models still. Interesting perspective because, okay, so I think she's kind of saying what I just kind of touched on is that like it's possible for you to have a role model. And while like I may feel as though I've outgrown the desire to imitate, that other people can, as adults, can still have role models. And I think she's more on your side saying that most adults do still have role models, as they are still trying to imitate. Any thoughts on that?
I really want to say no.
Oh, okay. So you're saying no?
Yeah. Like, I guess I have a small thought. It's like, it makes me think of like people who like celebrities are their role models.
I can never have a celebrity be my role model, bro.
I don't know if I agree.
That I couldn't? Like, I'm just saying me. Like, I could never have a celebrity be my role model.
I'm also saying you.
And what would make you say that?
I think your music.
But that's where my inspiration goes
necessarily,
from.
Yeah, not necessarily like now, but I think when I met you and like some of the conversations we had, I think it was like you didn't want to imitate it exactly, but you're like, I can do that, which to me is imitation in a sense.
It's definitely. I think that's more like I take inspiration from things because like when I think about someone being my role model, like I can have that inspiration for the music, but my goal, like as a celebrity, like when I blow up, I want to be a celebrity that's not a celebrity. I don't want to do celebrity things. I just want hella people to know me. I want to be the people's celebrity, you know? I want to be the people's champion.
Kind of. Because I started out like, oh, you want to be like Keanu Reeves, but that's not what you're saying.
I legit want.
You want to be local.
I want to be regular as fuck, but have hella
But
views. And
that's
I'm sure
not
there's people that are like
regular.
that. And I'm gonna make it. I'm carving it out. Watch, you'll see.
But I'm saying like it's not regular to have hella views, I don't think. So like how can you do that? How can you be regular and have hella views? Like that
Do
is what makes
do
you not regular
do
anymore.
I have hella views or does Jonas Rex have hella views?
You're both of them.
Nah, bro. I'm D'Artagnan, and Jonas Rex is this little facet of my imagination that says crazy shit.
Then you cannot be regular and have hella views if you're only one of them. Because that means one of them has hella views and one of them is regular. And you are the regular one.
And I'm gonna be the regular celebrity because people like you are gonna be like, you're both of them.
But you already said you're not.
That's fine. Fucking authors say my character's not this all the time, and people are like, nah, I disagree with that.
I can't fight here. Can't fight here.
No, I think you excellent point there, but I'm gonna carve it. There's gonna be a new genre. I'm gonna be the regular people's celebrity, bro. I'm gonna be regular as fuck, and people are gonna feel like that nigga never blew up, even though I did.
Even though I did.
Congratulations on the growth of the channel. Prayers for continued increase in subscribers. Yep, we love that increase. Thank you so much. Again, getting 102 subscribers on this channel was huge, especially with the content that we're putting out. Getting 100 views on the one before this one, right? And then this one being at 48 is one of our higher viewed as well. I love that I'm able to do this and people are tuning in and supporting, and the growth is just, it's slow but steady. Eventually one day it's gonna all pay off in a way that's not just for me, right? Right now the podcast isn't making any monies, it's not doing anything like that, but like I do this for me. I do this I hope Jeremiah is doing it for him, like just a what's the word, a regularly scheduled thing on your Sundays that we're engaging in. For some of you guys, it might be a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, that you are
Why is he like this?
engaging. It's my second wind. Oh. That you're engaging with this, but I just appreciate this community that we're building here so much. And I know the average view time for these are like about 20 minutes that people dedicate to these. So maybe this is the 20 minutes that you're seeing. Just know I appreciate you. But if not, everybody spread the word. I appreciate everybody that watches these and comments and drops likes. It's so helpful and so motivating. Anything you want to add, Jeremiah?
Shout out JSO, bro. Shout out JSO.
Shout out JSO. Go ahead.
Also, shout out those people that are multiple people watching, but we're only getting one view. I like you too. I like y'all too. I have not forgotten about you guys.
I have not either. This comment that Jeremiah made will now live rent free in my head because that was funny.
What the hell did I say?
He said, "Shout out to those people that are multiple people watching but are only one view." It just sounds funny. That sounds like three kids in a trench coat. Like, here we go. Destiny Gray, childlike in delivery but adult in content or context. I believe maybe a typo because I believe I said content, but 100. I think there was more playful flirtation with the authority to offend people in their time. Now the climate is more serious. Can't say nothing no more. LOL. How you feel about that?
But we can't say nothing no more?
Yeah.
I think it's true and it's not true.
All right. Why is it true?
I think it's true because everyone's sensitive, and like you said, you will get canceled.
Facts.
I think like in that form, in that sense, it's true in the amount of people you reach. I think it's not true in terms of day-to-day life because for the most part, I think 90% of the things I say is me saying what I want. But because I'm willing to accept the consequences that come with it. And I think like showing that it's like, I'm going to say this, I understand the consequences. Most of the time, those consequences change. So it's like, I think like, I guess like a quick example, like my boss is like, why why didn't you do this? And I'm like the supervisor at the time. I was like, I didn't feel like it.
Oh,
Understanding that the consequences, like, bro, you're gonna get written up, you're gonna get fired. Like, that's not a real reason. And she's like, that's not a good answer. And I was like, but it's an honest answer. No repercussions at all. So it's
wow.
like, you can say what you want. You can, like, I know it's not the same context as like the video and like the comment, but it's like, I
No,
think
but
you can say what
it's a
you
solid
want.
foundational idea to it. Is you can still say what you want. There are just consequences, right? Like I could say, "Nah," and
But you didn't say anything.
oh, it's like what was I saying? Like I could just run around saying nigger, but
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna
you
get
wild.
I'm gonna get some looks. People are gonna be like, I don't know if he's dark enough to.
Yeah, I'm looking at you right now.
I don't know if he's dark enough to say that. Is he allowed to say that?
Right.
But let's just get this last comment in before we head back to our advice. Oh my God, I'm receiving so many texts and they just keep popping up on the screen. Y'all were talking about JSO6233 says y'all were talking about Android and Apple and then you sounded like a robot. Things that make you say, That is kind of interesting. What do you think about that?
I don't think about that.
You don't think that your phone and stuff hears you and weird stuff happens?
I mean, yeah, but I just like don't think about it
Oh, you just
because it's
ignore
like
that.
I can't. Yeah, there's nothing I can do. I think stuff and then it'll pop up on my phone, so it's beyond speech.
Yeah, nah, they're wild. I think it has to do with like our eyes and like they could tell what we looked at on the keyboard and thought about typing.
That's insane.
I don't think
That's
that's
way too
true, but
advanced for
like I don't know
technology.
how else to explain it.
Oh, it wasn't in my closing statements. Do not go see the Venom 3 movie. I was not a fan. I know this is unrelated. It just came to mind. I don't know how much time we have left on the clock.
All right.
Shit was hard.
I'm assuming you want to go first.
I found it difficult.
I thought I wrote pretty well. Myself a good 7 out of
Like you.
10. I mean, dude, you don't even love these women. How you gonna imagine kids?
I love kids more. All my sons out there.
All my sons out there. You want to share that thing?
Hey, bro, chill. Chill with your words.
Jeremiah, go ahead and share that thing.
Hey, bro, chill with your words.
My words are my words, bro. I wield them like a mace. I just be swinging, causing chaos and havoc.
I thought you were about to start rapping, and you didn't. You can see it,
I can see the whole thing.
bro. Enough is enough.
I just enjoy being a freaky ass nigga sometimes.
That's your problem.
All right, you
How many
gonna
people do you think could Rudy like this? Son, life will be tough sometimes. It's a guarantee. I hope I don't ever repeat the legacy once left for me and fear that one day, not by choice, I'll disappear. I'll tell you this in hopes it helps when things get tough to persevere. Who do you want to be? What's it take to become him? Always do those things regardless of the struggle. Fight through all the pain, build up your mental toughness. It's there that you'll find the tools you need to overcome anything and anyone. The pain is just part of the fun. So learn to love it. Poem.
Ooh, very machismo.
Not machismo.
Yeah, very, very manly man out here.
Who is this guy? Who is this guy?
Things are gonna be real tough, and then struggles and pain, and whoa. Now overall, I like it. It hits to the prompt, something they keep in their pocket. Something this is one of those like just keep going. Things are gonna be hard. Just gotta keep going. Rent is due every day. You gonna wake up. You gonna breathe. You gonna work. You gonna get through it. I like the advice that you put out. I like the rhyme scheme in the beginning. I feel like you kind of got away from it towards the end. That's probably because it was just
Bruh, I
difficult to come
couldn't
up with
figure it out
advice.
within the time.
Yeah, no, but you came in strong. Life will be tough sometimes. It's a guarantee. I hope that you never repeat the legacy once left for me, in fear that one day, not by choice, I'll disappear. Like that was hard, especially knowing your background coming into this. That was something I didn't even consider coming into the poem. Overall, I think it's a solid note. I could see a child keeping this in their pocket forever, keeping this in their binder, their notebook, whatever. Especially if you were, God forbid, to pass and not be in your child's life. This is the thing that they kept from you. I could see a strong person coming from it.
Yeah, it's the idea. That's the hope. I think for me too, it was mostly just like, I don't know, I feel like something that is an important lesson that I feel like maybe not a lot of people learn in general is to overcome, and that it's like, bro, bad days are gonna happen. It's like I feel like a lot of people do somehow or some way think that like, oh, like life will be perfect, like my life should be perfect, or it's always gonna be ups, but it's like that's no life, you know?
Yeah, it's
Like
never gonna happen.
yeah, exactly. So it's like you wouldn't, I don't know, I'm a big believer and you wouldn't be able to enjoy the good if you didn't have the bad. But
Even Trump's gone bankrupt like what, 3 or 4 times?
no idea.
Yeah,
But will
good.
you see? It's like feel like learning to love the whole thing, even when it like kind of hurts, or I mean, you may not necessarily enjoy it, but you can learn to love the whole thing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep, yep, yep.
All right, bruh. On to you.
I'm a little self-absorbed, so I feel like the best way that I teach is by, hey, this happened to me. So that's kind of the angle that I took through this. I'm not one to just give without examples. So again, a little self-absorbed. Talked about myself. But my piece of advice is a cliche, and despite that, nobody listens. Be yourself. Be yourself, and your life will be easier. Maybe you are a total dweeb and you can't talk to women and you shit your pants in the face of conflict, but if you're true to yourself, you will have total dweeb friends that do total dweeb things. You'll have total dweeb friends to do total dweeb things with, and eventually you'll meet a total dweeb woman that does not care that you don't have the courage to fight. I learned this the hard way. I needed validation like a work visa, and I was applying to be popular. I was sculpting my art within the lines of what people begged for, only for them to skip over it because they heard that shit before somewhere else. My dookie was nothing new to this toilet. I folded myself into a briefcase to be carried by women who were not strong enough to lift their own self-esteem from the gutters they dropped them in on a rainy day, pissing away their childhood as they could not wait to grow up and have boyfriends, go to parties, and drink alcohols. I was not even a carry-on. I was a bag that got checked on and lost on every flight. And it took me till the age of 27 to find myself, writing this letter to you in hopes that you will not allow the rusting chains enslaving each generation's personality to shackle you to a persona you are not fond of. I am a poet, a fighter, a total dweeb that likes card games and video games. It was not until I found myself that I found the mist of the world to clear. I suddenly don't feel foggy anymore casting you this advice. Sit back, think. Who are you? What makes you special? What distinguishes you from an extension of myself? Poem.
That was pretty good.
That's a 7 out of
I
10.
I, I don't know what you said because you broke up.
I said that's a solid 7
Seven
out
out
of
of
10.
10.
7 out of 10.
I could give it that. I don't know. I thought it was interesting. Of like, this is who I am, and how are you different from me? You know, like it's like I find it challenging. You know,
Yeah,
like
definitely.
it is a challenge.
It was my problem growing up is I always was like, okay, is this what I'm supposed to be? Is this what I'm supposed to be? And finally it's just like, okay, I'm just gonna do what I feel like doing.
Right, which I think makes sense, and I think it's a challenge to like to your child to do that themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it's like I tell my younger cousin all the time, like, bro, you're just like your dad. Like you're just like you are your dad, you know? But it's like at the end of the day, he's not, you know? So I think it would also be helpful to someone like him where it's like find yourself and choose who you are and accept that. And then the world will become, what do they say, your oyster?
Yeah, the world will become your oyster.
Whatever the hell that means.
There's a
But
pearl in there somewhere.
right. It's pretty solid, bro. Pretty solid.
Appreciate. Any lines that stood out to you?
Yeah, but not necessarily. It was like kind of a little bit roller coastery because in the beginning you were talking about like being a total dweeb and you don't fight. And you weren't necessarily saying like you, but that was what I like got from it.
Yeah.
And then later on, you're like, me, I fight, and I'm also a total dweeb. And I'm like, how can you be both, bruh? How can you be both?
I guess I'm not a total
And
dweeb. I'm like 95% dweeb.
yeah, but that like contradiction did stand out to me the most.
Yep.
Like he's a liar. Don't believe him.
We can't keep letting him get away with this.
Exactly. But outside of that, like, yeah, I mean, I also like the use of your I don't know how to call it, but you do it in every poem. Maybe it's just your literary devices also in general.
Are you gonna say what it is?
Nah, because I don't know what it is yet.
Well, I mean, you
I'll
don't have to
know by
say
the
what it
next
is, but
five
you can point
poems.
out like where it happened so we could talk about it.
It's always in like it's from stanza to stanza. It's like also I don't know what the literary device is, and it might not be one, but it's like it's repetition in a way that change like with slight change.
Oh, okay, I get what you mean. Yeah, I don't know what that's called either, but
Yeah,
that's my thing. That's my lane, bro. I stay in
yeah,
it.
I know. It's like I don't know. It's always interesting and fun to me. It's like oh shit, here we go again, but it's slightly different, you know.
Hell yeah.
But yeah,
All right. Well, it's time for our closing statements. Would you like to lead off?
um, shit. When you go to the gym and you decide that it's upper body day, the next day, don't continue to do upper body day. And then the day after that, don't continue again to do upper body day. Stick to the regimen you set out for yourself, or else you're going to have a broken back, just like someone I know. And you'll have to call out of work for 2 days and lose out on that money for what? Because you thought every day was back day. Every day is not back day. Balance.
Poem.
Poem.
All
That
right.
should have been my poem.
That was my advice right there.
It's my advice. Keep it in your pocket.
All right. Well, my closing statement is I'm taking this Photoshop class and we kicking it in the A minus right now. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
I got 2 more assignments that are due at the end of next week, and I finally feeling a little confident about it. So hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
I am also going to MMA practice tomorrow, so I'm gonna punch some people in the face, punch some people in the tummy, kick some people in the legs, kick some people in the tummy, maybe head kick someone. Hell yeah.
Shout out all my not total dweebs.
And maybe because sometimes it happens, I get punched in the face and I get kicked in the tummy. Hell nah.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Then as the week goes on, shout out all my boys at Green Potion Games. That's the card game shop that I play for, that I would represent if I went to a regional event. They new set just dropped for Digimon. I said I need X, Y, and Z cards. Everybody was in there pulling their packs up in their boxes, as card game fans do. And when I pulled up to the shop, they said, boom, here's a stack of all the cards you need, plus all these alt arts that are like $40 to $60 We'll cut you a deal, bro. Half price today only. I was like, I got you, big dog. So they got me my whole deck for a very reasonable price. Shout out Green Potion Games. Now I just got to go win something. But until next time.
Dweebs.
You can't call them dweebs, bro. They listen to this.
Bro. They're dweebs whether they listen or not. They
Boom.
made that choice. The opposite side of my heart.
What?
I felt pain on the right side of my chest.
Oh, shit.
Right where my heart should be if it was on that side.
Jonas Ray. What's our latest video? Oh, yeah, black people.
Black people. You know that song?
Teresa Songbird. Nah, I don't think so. I'm not sharing it. I'm gonna
This guy.
All right, so I think coming up with a prompt based off of the 3 poems that we read. So this one is drugs, this one is white people, and this one is relationships.
Would you say it's white people or would you say it's black people?
What about racial tension? So we got racial drug relationship. Can you write something about that?
Racial drug relationship.
Racial drug relationship. I actually, with this prompt, I'm gonna get canceled if I write this poem.
Yeah, my problem was the racial.
I know exactly what I would write about, but I would get canceled.
It's crazy. You can't get canceled if you never began.
Bro, our highest viewed podcast has 100 views.
Can you get canceled from 100 people?
Yeah, bro, we're coming up. That's dude. Like, okay, hold on. I know we're still small. That's 100 views. That's 100 people.
No, I get it. I just like. Okay. Here we go. Right. So my thought on being canceled with something, right? It's like it affects your livelihood. And I do see 100 people as a lot of people because, like, we were to invite 100 people somewhere. It's a lot of fucking people.
Right.
I don't even know if I want to be around 100 people, right? So yes, I agree. But my idea of being canceled is like your main source of livelihood, or like it affects your life in that way, other like outside of socially, I guess. Like it's financial. It's like you cannot do things that you can normally do. And I do think if you were to get canceled for the podcast, you would still be able to find jobs and shit. You know what I mean?
But would I be able to find poetry podcast work, or did they successfully cancel my poetry podcast?
I don't know. I kind of feel like you'd still be able to find the work, but we wouldn't know unless you got canceled and then tried.
So you're telling me to write this poem?
I'm not telling you to write the poem only because I would have to find a way to tie race into my poem.
Fair enough. All right. We got a way to come up with a prompt.
Related to the 3 poems that we did today?
It does not have to be. And honestly, pull out the book.
Fuck, where's my backpack? My backpack's in my car.
Oh, bitch. Okay, going to Google. Poetry prompt.
I just was not prepared today.
Generate. Hey, bro, you're here. All right. I'm definitely not writing about the election.
Well, one of the prompts that I already wrote about, but it wasn't in a poetic form. Nah, that makes me not want to do it. Never mind.
All right. Weather report.
A weather report?
Oh, are you outside getting the book?
I was about to be.
Oh, grab the book. Grab the book.
My boy said weather report. I've never even seen a weather report.
I'm in Arizona. It's just hot.
Right. The weather is always hot. Like except for during monsoon weather, somebody dropped their house key. You know what my mom would say about that?
What would your mom say about that?
Now somebody's gonna come. Anybody can come in our house. Should I pick up the key and try to unlock all the doors in my area?
Nah. Because you're black. You can't do that.
I'm just trying to return the key, bro.
Are you?
I mean, I am. And proof point for all the black moms out there
Like, hey,
that someone will actually do it. There is someone out there that will do it.
someone just gonna walk in your house, but he's returning your key.
Right.
Nah. Jeremiah's turning into a robot.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Am
no,
I still a robot?
Nah, you're clear now.
All right. I'm at the backpack. Pick a number 1 through 300, but it cannot be. Oh wait, 1, 2, 3. What is that? 4, 5. Pick a number 6 through 300.
77.
I don't know why you would say something like that, knowing I have to turn every page, so I'm just gonna pick and act like I turned to 77. You have a child, and you've written one piece of advice that will be carried in his or her pocket for life. What is that advice?
One piece of advice for my child.
Damn. We should have got canceled instead. Damn, did I close my... I did. Yeah, that's what we're going with?
Yep, I'm ready. Are you
Got
ready?
that? No, bro. I gotta go back to my house. Or someone else's.
Just let me know when you're ready. I will do the intro to the thing. We can edit it, throw this part at the end. Only the people who stick all the way to the end will know that this happened.
I mean, I'm back in the house.
Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored as a motherfucker in the house bored. Yeah, I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored as a motherfucker in the house bored. Yeah, I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Horny in the house and I'm in the house horny. Horny in the house and I'm in the house horny.
Wow.
Horny as a motherfucker in the house horny. Yeah, I'm horny in the house and I'm in the house horny.
You're gonna get canceled for stealing other people's shit.
I do it all the time, bro.
I was just
And
saying
we
you're horny in
mimic.
the house while you're in the house. Horny while clapping is insane.
I wasn't clapping.
Hell no.